When it comes to Magic the Gathering, one of the most iconic card types is the planeswalkers. These cards use loyalty counters to trigger powerful, game-changing abilities that are always fun and interactive. But who was the first planeswalker wizards ever designed? Is it this lady over here? Perhaps the greatest villain of all time? Or maybe our favorite sassy blue mage? Well, the answer may surprise you. You see, these are all wrong. The correct answer is none other than Garruk Wildspeaker. Also known as the apex predator, Garruk will stop at nothing until he hunts down his prey, one by one. Welcome to the 5th episode of Planeswalker Points. Born on an unknown plane, Garruk lived on a farm throughout his childhood. His father, Raklan, was a task mage and introduced magic to Garruk. On his 10th birthday, Raklan taught Garruk his first spell, but the day took a dark turn when a sheriff from Lord Faldus came to conscript Garruk into Faldus's army. Raklan told Garruk to hide in the forest and reminded him to always listen to nature. And with that, Raklan stayed behind to distract the sheriff while Garruk fled the pursuit of Faldus's soldiers. Listening to his father's advice, Garruk tapped into the green mana and managed to bind several large beasts as his companions. Thinking he could easily defeat Faldus with his new friends, Garruk led his beasts into a rampage through his town, where he was defeated and captured by the sheriff. Upon learning his father passed away in the same prison, Garruk's anger reached a boiling point, and he managed to summon a worm, a gigantic serpent who devoured the sheriff. This trauma ignited Garruk's spark, and he planeswalked for the first time to Chandalar. Upon arriving in Chandalar, Garruk heard tales of an exotic beast known as the Ursoth. With the help of his animal companions, he managed to hunt the Ursoth down. Unluckily for Garruk, his path took an unexpected turn when he encountered Liliana Vess, the necromancer. Sensing danger in Garruk's beasts, Liliana wasted no time and killed one before vanishing into the shadows. Fueled by rage and vengeance, Garruk relentlessly pursued her, tracking her to the ancient Anake temple. Remember from the Liliana episode where she made a pact with 4 demons and ended up wanting to kill all of them? Well, let's just say she was not in the mood for games. With the chain veil on her hand, she unleashed the black magic within the ancient relic and cursed Garruk, severely removing his connection to nature. Liliana escaped once again, and Garruk swore to hunt her down using whatever means necessary. Not long after, Garruk tracked her down in the vampiric plane of Innistrad after a brutal interrogation of Jace. His final duel with Liliana was close, with Garruk destroying wave after wave of undead. However, the curse of the veil left Garruk crumbled and powerless, allowing Liliana to escape once and for all. Knowing his mission had failed, he took refuge in an abandoned house in the holy town of Torbach. Unbeknownst to Garruk, the house he entered belonged to a recently deceased woman. The townspeople, already on edge, hastily accused Garruk of her murder. It was at this moment when Liliana's curse began to take full control of Garruk. His strength surged and his mind slowly descended into madness, overpowering Adric before planeswalking away. As the curse began to take over Garruk's mind, he now viewed every planeswalker as his prey. With a planeswalker hunter walking free, Avacyn hired multiple mercenaries to capture Garruk. Vronos, the Grey Fencer, an unknown planeswalker codenamed Icy, and Jace Beleren. Seriously, Jace again? One by one, Garruk defeated all of them and collected their masks as trophies, with Jace barely escaping. His name struck fear among every planeswalker, and even Nicol Bolas himself had to intervene to keep Garruk out of the War of the Spark, as he feared Garruk would kill all the planeswalkers before Bolas could harvest their sparks for himself. At some point, after Nicole Bolas was defeated, Garruk continued his hunt, and this time, he found Faye Ray. Just as he was about to strike, he was captured by a trap filled with thorn-laced leaves. The hunter had become the hunted. Turns out, this seemingly harmless Fae he was after is none other than the god of mischief, Oko. Oko, being Oko, mesmerized Garruk, turning him into his slave bodyguard with a new name, Dog. Garruk only had one purpose, to serve Oko and assist him in destabilizing the Kenrith's reign over the realm of Eldraine. His first act? Kidnap the High King, allowing Oko to turn him into a stag so that he could be killed during the Wild Hunt, causing a civil war in Eldraine. To ensure this plan would succeed, Oko also managed to kidnap the Kenrith twins, Will and Rowan, the successors of the king. Garruk was ordered to guard them as prisoners, and Will pointed out that the Hedron on Garruk could be the source of his curse. In a desperate attempt to remove the curse, Garruk destroyed the mysterious Hedron, and the curse immediately went wild, driving him into a frenzy. Seeing Garruk freed from his mind control, Oko chose to escape from the wrath of the hot-headed hunter, with the Kenrith twins joining Garruk. Unfortunately for the trio, they found themselves on a path filled with various monsters, with Garruk barely surviving after trying to protect the twins. In the end, Garruk's wound was so severe that his body dropped into the waterfall. As he sank, Will rushed to save him, using all his might and energy to desperately conjure up ice to stall the drowning. But it was already too late. Both Will and Garruk sank into the waters, falling out of sight. And with a gasp, Garruk opened his eyes and found himself floating and safe, and the weight of Liliana's curse seemed to have left him. Will's heroic act conjured the Cauldron of Eternity, a magical artifact on Eldraine that would return those who die to life, if it deems worthy. The cauldron purged Liliana's curse out of Garruk's body, restoring both his life and his connection to nature. Realizing this all happened because of Will's persistence, Garruk saved the boy from drowning and made it his responsibility to watch over the twins. Remembering that their father, the High King, was in danger from Oko's assassination, they traveled as fast as they could to the Wild Hunt. But it was already too late. Oko, taking the form of an elven queen, shot the stag that was revealed to be the king. Amongst the chaos, Garruk and the twins managed to chase Oko down this time, and just as Garruk was about to deliver the final blow, Rowan pleaded for mercy. This hesitation gave Oko just the time he needed to planeswalk away, evading Garruk's vengeance. For now. The story ended as Will and Rowan were both revealed to be planeswalkers, with their combined spark igniting as they planeswalked into random planes. Garruk, being their guardian, promised to bring them home to Eldraine. And there you have it. That is the story of Garruk, the perfect blend between a hunter and a druid. Where do you think Garruk has been all these years, especially during the Phyrexian invasion arc? Will we see him once again on the hunt for Oko? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. You're cool.